I brought some things from Galápagos as well. This was a trip where I couldn't bring family. I'm a married man. My wife's name is Monica. We work together to a large extent. We have 2 children, 2 boys, Einar and Ansgar, 6 and 9. On this trip, they couldn't come. And you miss them a lot, obviously. Most trips they can't come. So when I got back home, everybody was fast asleep. It was early morning. I just opened the door to our house, and I walked in, and I made myself a cup of coffee, and the dog greeted me, Douglas. Everybody else asleep. And then after, I felt a little bit sorry for myself. It's like I'm missing out of so much. I see a lot, I experience a lot, but I miss maybe the most important thing, and that's my kids, you know. So I was sitting there drinking my coffee, you know, doing this with the dog, and then little Ansgar, the oldest boy, came up and said, "Dad, you're home," in his pajamas, and hugged me, and he was sitting in my lap, and then said, "How was your assignment?" I said, "Good, but never mind that. I'm home now, darling. This is so good to see you. How are you? Did you get any good pictures?" And I said, "Yeah, well," I said, "can you show me?" So I was sitting down with the computer showing him this land iguana with this Galápagos mockingbird, talking about this very interesting sort of collaborative effort, the bird rinsing parasites, the big lizard that's a vegetarian is actually walking through the vegetation, scaring up insects that the mockingbird can eat, etc. It's a nice symbiotic relationship, and he was like fascinated by this, Ansgar. And he said, "Well, this is wonderful, Dad." And he was really interested. We looked at the sea lions, and we looked at all sorts of things, and he was sharing it, and it was so beautiful. It was like the best, the frigate birds, and that they can actually tell me when the orcas come up to breathe, because they will be, as you know, they're like scavengers, opportunists, and they will fly over the surface, and when there's a big predator, they will get very close, and they will hover, and the big orca will come up perhaps. And I told him about that, and he was like, "Wow." But when we came to this set of photographs, he, especially here, he said, "Dad, this little boy, these are your best photographs ever." And I said, "Well, gee, thanks." And yes, definitely, he said, "Definitely." And I'm curious, you get, why? What, this little boy, why do you think these pictures are better than any other picture? And he said, "Well, don't you see? They're the quality." I said, "Yeah, well, I do. I've done my best. This is a marine iguana, and I was sneaking up to it, and I was illuminating it with a soft box, and it took me ages because they're quite skittish. And well, but when we came to this picture, he's like, "This is it. This is the best." And then I hugged him and said, "I love you. Tell me why." And he said, "Don't you understand? You're like an idiot, almost." But he's given you a high five.